Hey guys, good morning, healthy people. Happy Wednesday, September 25th, 2019. Today's journal prompt question is: have you ever had or experienced an eating disorder such as bulimia, binge eating, anorexia, and there's more, and I apologize if I didn't mention one that you wished I would have mentioned. Please write about your experience. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to write or if I wanted to share with you my experience, and I want to share with you my experience. I've always had a love-hate relationship with my weight my entire life. I want to say probably from the age 3 or 4 and up. And when I finish my book, you'll understand why. But I'm in the process of finishing it. It has like 23 chapters. I'm editing it now. Then I'll send it out to a professional, and it tells my whole life story. And I'm surprised I'm still here, um, but here I am. Anyways, here neither here nor there. I used to struggle with binge eating, but I do not anymore, and I can proudly say I do not anymore. And part of that is because I changed the way that I looked at food, and I changed the way that I looked at lifestyles, and I changed the way that I looked at myself. So those three things: I changed the way that I look at food, I changed the way that I look at myself, and I changed the way that I look at lifestyles. So what works for me and my lifestyle works for me, that I can be consistent with and that I can do, and I don't feel deprived, I don't feel stressed, I don't feel pressured. I try to make better choices most of the time. I try to eat more vegetables and more fruit. I hear people saying fruit has sugar. Absolutely, it does, but it works for me. And I also love myself on a level that I even used to say it, and I'm assuming that it's going to get deeper and deeper because life is levels. I always say everything is a spectrum, 0 to 10, everything, all situations. And so the way that I love myself now and the way that I see my worth is so completely different than I was a year ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And so I don't want to eat until I'm sick. There's nothing appealing about that to me anymore. I know that at that time, eating until I was sick or stuffed was to fill a void. There was a void. There was a hole. A lot of things we do because there's a void and a hole. Do I have other voids and holes and other, or do things pop up that make me feel that I have a void and a hole? Absolutely. But I've learned what that feels like. I learned what it looks like, and I've learned how to combat it. If you are a friend of mine, we've had this conversation. It's just things that I've had, some revelations that I had about that. So I no longer want to fill a void. And then what did I say? So I look at myself differently. I no longer want to fill a void because I love myself more, and I definitely believe in my worth more. I do things that can be a lifestyle, and I look at food differently. Food is really here to fuel us. And when I do eat my vegetables and I do eat my fruit and it has sugar in it, then I'm no longer looking for my sugar in other places. Things like butternut squash is sweet to me now, which probably never would have. I love beets because I changed kind of like my palate, and but I still eat sweets when I want. If I go out to eat, you're always going to find me with either a burger if I'm eating meat or a veggie burger and french fries because I'm out to eat. I don't eat that at home. So when I go out to eat, I'm going to eat differently than I eat at home. It's not rocket science. But just little things like that. That's just how it worked for me. So I look at lifestyles differently, I look at myself differently, and I look at food differently. If I do have chocolate cake, because my kids have been asking me to make a Ghirardelli cake, and I think that I am, and I eat a slice or two, I eat my slice or two, whatever I decide to do, and I'm okay with that, and I move on with my life. I don't beat myself up about it. It's food. It's not my enemy unless I make it my enemy. And so I no longer binge, and I'm very extremely grateful for that because that's a mental thing that has nothing to do with I was still hungry. It's such a soul thing, and so I've overcome that, and I'm grateful for that. And it's been a process, and it's been a journey for me. Another really quick story with that, and I didn't know that this was today's question. So if anybody has more questions about how I got there and want to start the process, the way that I see it is start small, start today, and then so next year you will have progressed, and then the year after you will have progressed, because if you continuously wait, you're never going to get there. But another quick side story, and this is how I know when things are real, is, from the mouth of a babe. When my kids notice stuff, when they say stuff like, I noticed such and such, whoever it could be a teacher, another adult in their life, they say they don't know how to diet. And the reason why they say that is because that person says they're on a diet, right? So my kids are saying they don't know how to diet because I see them drinking diet soda or I see them eating fat free. And they're not like necessarily judging that person. They're like, it's simple. All you have to do is Yeah, they are. They're making a critical decision. That's what judgment means. But not to be a hypocrite. They're judging because they're making a critical decision. If you look up the definition. Anyways, they're saying all they have to do is eat more vegetables and fruit. So that's already passing on to my children, is to realize, like, I'm not ever really dieting. They were like, it's not about carbs. It's not about not eating this. It's just eat more vegetables and fruit. And they realize that that has a greater effect on them and their life. And so that's it. So I don't binge anymore because of that. I've been on this journey for since 2015. So it's been a while for me. It's been a slow process. A lot of bumping my head. A lot of consistency. I can't say a stop and go. It's actually been a lot of consistency, and that's the habit piece of it. But it has been a slow process. And I never cared about what other people thought, you know. She said she work out every day, but she don't look like it. I still don't look like I work out every day, but I do. And it helps me. It helps me from being crazy. It helps me from being sad. It helps me from a lot of things. It gives me energy, and it also really helps me accomplish my busy days. Wishing y'all healthier, happier habits. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a happy Wednesday. Hump day. It was supposed to rain today, but it's not raining.